my name is Will Roscoe, and I'm running for the BART Board District 7. And I'm motivated to run to help make the streets safe for my son and my mom, the young and the old, and the people who don't have access to a car. And I think the best way to do that is to make transit just awesome. And so that's how I'm approaching this, is how do we make BART awesome? And I think that BART has many systemic problems that make it really hard to innovate and expand. And until we figure out how to innovate and expand BART, we're not going to be able to make BART awesome. It's going to be stuck serving, BART right now is walkable for only about 3% of the Bay Area population, and expanding a station is about $700 million each stop. So if we want to seriously provide awesome transit to everybody, we have to figure out a way to fix these systemic problems that make it easy, or the problems that make it really hard to expand. So these systemic problems are: it's centrally controlled, it has a centralized proprietary computer infrastructure. So if you add any lines, you have to tie it back in. All the train components have to tie into the centralized computer. It's custom technology, so it's not commodity technology. So one example is the brakes on the old cars and the new cars are only made by one supplier. And so they can charge pretty much whatever they want for these things. And that's just brakes, but it goes all the way through the axles. And everything is custom because BART has custom width rails. And then the third systemic problem that BART has is its single carrier. So only BART trains run on BART. And so there's no competition, there's no incentive to innovate. And if we can think outside the box and solve some of these problems, then we'll be able to make the expansions much cheaper and the operation much cheaper if we move toward a commodity technology. So I'm coming at it from, we can't think about just maintaining the status quo. The current BART bond, I think, is needed to maintain the safety of the system, but unless we start thinking about fixing the system, in 20 years we're going to have spent the majority of the money from the BART bond, and we're going to have about 20 or 30 years of debt left to pay back those bonds, and we're going to have a system that is almost exactly the same as we have now, except there are going to be more people riding it. So in 20 years we're going to be in debt, and we're not going to have solved our problems. So to me, it's just an unacceptable vision for the future, and I haven't heard anyone from the BART board proposing anything other than this BART bond. So I want to get on the BART. Thank you. I want to get on the BART board to introduce some of these ideas and really challenge the status quo. And I think I should open it up for questions.
Questions? Peter, you want to start?
Okay.